I want to go out to Canada and talk to Young, a first-time caller out of Canada. He waited through the first hour. Young, thank you for waiting. You are on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
How you doing, sir?
I'm so well. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller. I've been listening to your videos for a long time. I've been seeing some pretty amazing changes in my own life. I forgave my mother. Forgave my father.
How did that go?
That was really intense.
How old are you?
25.
And so, do you live with them?
No, I live on my own.
Oh, good. And so you went to, do they live together?
My mom doesn't live with my dad. I have a stepdad.
Oh, man.
They live in a different town, but yeah.
I'm sorry about that. And so you're driving over there. What are you thinking?
I tried not to write anything down.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I had my intention, I was just going to just tell her the truth. It was the first time in a long time.
And so were you nervous while driving there?
Yes and no. Mostly no.
Okay.
I'd probably say no.
Good.
Yeah.
And so you get to the house, and what happens?
Well, I said, we need to talk, and went downstairs, and we sat on the couch, and my brother came down, and he sat with us, and
How old is he?
yeah, he's 18.
Oh, good. Nice age. And you said?
I said, well, I started with the truth where I told her that for the last 10 years since my parents split up, I have had all kinds of addiction issues with like all kinds of drugs and alcohol, and I asked if she knew why that was, and she said she didn't. She had no idea, and I said, well, it's because like you traumatized me. When you and then she got very defensive.
Of course.
She was like, no, like, why are you putting this all on me? Like, you got to take responsibility for your own actions and this and that. And I found out that my dad actually filed for custody, or he asked my mom if they could share custody, like a year. Like I'd spend a year with him.
Yes.
And then a year with my mom, and she denied him this.
Amazing.
And then he went to court, and then they also denied him because they thought that the school, it was more important for me to stay in one school rather than be with my father.
That's evil.
Isn't that evil?
Yes, pure evil. And that's so what they do. They keep you away from your father because they want to control you. They don't want you to be free. Boys and girls who are close to their fathers are free. And the enemy of good knows that, so it tries any kind of way it can to keep you away from your father.
Yeah, I can see that now. And so, yeah, I blamed it on her. I said, "This is your fault. Like you were doing your best, but you couldn't help yourself. You didn't do the best that you could, and so that was your fault." And she was very angry. She's very defensive. I hear other stories where like moms start crying and start apologizing, but that wasn't the case. And so
that's amazing.
But it got even worse because like I was sitting there in my truth shoes, right? I was like, I'm just telling her the truth, and like I had no emotions, and
yes,
I was just like, just really having like, becoming a man right there.
That's right.
And then at the same time, I saw her like just like twist and turn into this like evil creature, and I swear I was staring evil in the face. and she started lying to me. She's never lied to, like, I didn't think she was capable of that, but she started lying to me, and she started saying that my dad didn't even, like, he said he couldn't even take care of us. Like, he wasn't even going to take up the custody thing if like, I don't know, she agreed to it or something. But I could sense it. I could sense she was lying. And later, I talked to my dad, and, I was right. She was lying.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's what's going on in these homes, man.
Yeah. It was, yeah, it's brutal. I can't believe this is so common.
Yes.
Like every day I just hear more and more stories like this. And I thought I had overcome the anger, but like I still had some, like a few days afterwards.
Yes.
Like my mom was talking to me and stuff. And then like I kept listening to some of your videos, and I remember you mentioned like you also have to like apologize and repent because you had that anger, like you were holding on to it.
Yes.
And so I did that, I asked her first if she was angry, and she said she wasn't angry. She was sad because she had failed me, and that was pretty cool because like she acknowledged the truth, and so we both understood the truth in that moment. And then I was like, well, like you did your best, like I forgive you, and since that message, I've been definitely free of anger.
Amazing.
It's been really good. But I had a question, Jesse.
So let me ask this first, and then I'll give you a chance for your question. And so your 18-year-old brother is sitting there. What is he saying or doing while this is happening?
That was really, so he has autism.
Okay.
He's pretty high functioning. But like at the same time, like an hour before I was talking to him. I was like, Edward, like, do you want to go see your dad? Like, and he's like, yeah, I want to see my dad. And he's been telling me this. He's like, he wants to go and see my dad. And he's like across the world, right? So he's all the way in New Zealand. So I was like, okay, well, I want to see him too. All right. So like, let's get a plan for it. And he was so excited. He's like, yeah, I'll get a job. I'll get like a plane ticket and we'll go see dad, and he wanted that so bad. But halfway through this conversation, when my mother was this like evil creature, like he got scared, and he's like, oh, I feel scared, and then my mom kind of looked at me like, yeah, look, like you're scaring your brother, you're traumatizing your brother right now by speaking like this, and then she like hugged him and like was like comforting him.
Oh man!
And I was staring at this and like shaking my head like it was so bizarre how she was just like so controlling, right?
Yep.
Like how she wanted to keep us from my father.
Yep. She wanted to control you guys. One of the reasons autism exists is because these boys and girls resent their mothers. They can't handle the pressure that the mother's will that she imposes on them, and there's no one there to help them deal with her, and so they become very, very angry, and that's what brings on. I'm sure there are other reasons too, but that's what brings us on is an overreaction to their mother's evil.
I think you're totally right. Like because. When my stepfather came in, he's a good man, and he protects my brother.
Hold on, Jan. Hold on, buddy. Let me take a break. Do not hang up. Back in a moment. Very interesting. Mamma mia, hola, si, senor, si. So, Young, out of Canada, you have this 18-year-old brother who has autism. He was excited about going to see his father, and then all of a sudden he became anxious or nervous, and your mother hugged him. That's awful that she did that, because all she's doing is drawing him back into her. She doesn't want him to be free. She doesn't want him to see his father. And so you were saying your stepfather came in, and what happened?
He's been protecting my brother from my mother, right?
Yes.
Like he's been really encouraging my brother to, you know, take responsibility around the house and like do chores and it's been like I've seen such an incredible change.
Good.
Because like he has this protective figure, and he treats Edward like his own son, and it's good, but like I mean.
It's interesting in that he is a good stepfather, and I'm happy about that. But if you notice in Edward's soul, he still yearns for his father. He wants his real dad.
Absolutely.
Because a stepfather cannot fulfill that. And so I really, really hope that you and your brother are able to go and see your father. It's going to do him all the good, and you too, but especially him. It's going to do him all the good in the world to be with his father, to see him.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Good, man.
So I had a question because I've been overcoming a lot of things like in this kind of like moment of mine, like you know drugs and porn and all that. But I was wondering about like dancing. Like I really love social dancing. I love salsa dancing and swing dancing. What do you think of that? Is that wrong? Is it right?
It's neither wrong nor right. You just do it for fun, you know, relaxation, fun. There's nothing wrong with it. Only if some people do it to escape, you know, they use it like they would use a drug to try to overcome the conflict that they're having. But it sounds like you are free. You're becoming free. So it's fine. It's totally fine.
Oh, right on, Jesse. That's good to hear. I've been really struggling with like my education. I mean, I'm doing a bachelor's degree in English. It was a computer science minor, which it's almost irrelevant because like you know not a lot of people care. But I'm in my last semester, and my mother paid for it, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, like thinking maybe I should just drop it all and like just start living life. But at the same time, I'm thinking maybe I should just stick it through, you know, just like you were saying, making a decision is like the worst thing you can do. And it feels like a decision to kind of drop it all and you know.
Yeah. And this is your last semester. You'll be done with school?
Yeah.
So finish. You might as well see it all the way through, but relax. Don't struggle. Just relax and go through it and get it behind you, and then you'll see what else to do after that.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, you've come too far to just drop it at this point. And so knock it out. Relax. Are you doing my silent prayer?
I am.
Yeah. Make sure you do it morning and night. So you'll be aware and just kind of relax because you are becoming you now. You're going to see how to deal with the issues of life. You're going to find yourself overcoming rather than being overtaken. And so just knock it out and then take the next step in life. You'll be fine.
All right. Thanks, Jesse. It's been such a pleasure, such an honor to talk to you. I can't believe you're real. Can't believe I'm having this real conversation.
It's been an honor to talk to you too, man. Believe me. And I thank God that you found the videos, you're waking up, because now you're going to become a man. And just know that because you woke up, it was God who woke you up. And so he's brought you back unto him, and he's going to renew your mind. He's going to give you a sound mind. You're going to be able to overcome anything in life. And the things that you have been addicted to would naturally fall away. So don't be upset about that. You're going to find that one day you're just not interested in those things anymore. You know, the drugs, the sex, and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so you're just going to be fine. You're going to have a life that your mind cannot imagine. It's going to be mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be...
And like, well, one more thing. I was just... Sometimes... you know, you've been talking about the ego and how you gotta like kill the ego, and it's interesting. Like, how do you say you're in a situation? I know, like, you don't have to. It doesn't make sense to just imagine it. Like, you should wait until you're there.
Yes.
But to not act out of ego, to sort of like to just listen to that voice, like the voiceless voice, instead of just like trying to be like macho or like protective.
That's a good question. Good question. Avoid every thought, because what you're going to notice is that when you're in a situation, right away the thoughts are going to tell you, oh, you need to do this, or you need to act that way, or you need to say this. Whatever the imagination is telling you, let it pass. Do not do. If you don't see what to do, do nothing. But do not follow the thoughts, because the thoughts are the mind. It's the mind of Satan, and he's trying to tempt you to feed that ego by acting out or doing whatever he's suggesting. But resist those temptations, and then you'll be just fine. You'll see what to do. You'll see how to deal with things. You
just kind of ignore the thought. Like, do you? It's just so tough to understand. Like, do you just act?
No, if you don't see what to do clearly. So, like, if the thoughts are making suggestions for you to act, do not act. Just take the pain of it. Don't do anything. Relax in the pain. Put up no resistance. Just relax in it, and God will do the rest.
But sometimes you see clearly what you need to do.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just clear.
And when it's clear, it's not going to be based on feelings at all. It'll just be clear. You just do it.
All right. That's so new. I've never ever been told like people try and explain this to you in different ways, but it's I don't know. It's going to be interesting living life like this.
It's going to be great, man. It's going to be what you were created to do, and you were created to be the Christ on earth. You were created so that the Father that's in you can love others through you. And as he's loving others, he's loving you. And it's just going to be amazing. He has a life laid out for you already. And he's going to provide for you. He's going to do everything in ways that you can't even comprehend at this time. But you are his son, and you represent him. When they see you now, they're going to see the Father. And it's going to be amazing.
I talk to Catholics a lot, and they talk about the Trinity, and it seems to go kind of against what you're saying. Like, I remember one time one of your church videos, you said that one of the problems like a lot of Christians have is they think that Jesus is God.
Yes.
He's part of the Trinity. He is God. And that doesn't make sense, like, with the rest of what you've been saying, right? Like, if you want to be like Christ, if you are to be Christ on earth, then you can't see him as God, because if you can't want to be God, that's right. The devil.
Yeah, don't pay attention to that. That's misleading. That's coming from blind people. Call me again, man. Let me know how things are going. I truly enjoyed this call.
All right, I will. Thanks a lot, Jesse.
You're welcome, buddy. I wish you well. Amazing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Waking up men and women around the world. Not me, but the Father that's in them.